Avenue, Manhattan, New York, I experienced a powerful psychic explosion, which sounded like boom. The psychic explosion was picked up in my psychic mind. The psychic explosion made my heart become fearful for about a half a second. This awesome booming sound emanated from above the McDonald's store I sat in. This particular psychic explosion had filled every part of my upper body with its sound. The next number in this piece is the number 8. This piece is called Section 6, 8 Intuition Story, or S68IS. In the same month of September 23rd, 2009, I recorded this intuition story inside my dream book. Today at 10:50 p.m. as I sat upon my stoop on Halsey Street, I psychically seen, or I had a brief vision. The psychic vision showed me a horizontal flash of lightning that probably stretched 2 or 3 miles across the night sky above me. This somewhat zigzag stretch of lightning was under the clouds in the sky. Then after I witnessed this kind of lightning bolt, I then heard a great crackling sound that followed the horizontal bolt of lightning I just psychically seen in the sky. And I will show a drawing that I made about this psychic experience, or this light vision I seen as I sat upon my stoop. Okay, these are the homes across the street from me, and like I said, I seen a zigzag lightning bolt that appeared before me inside this psychic experience. The next number of this piece is the number 9. This piece is called Section 6, 9 Intuition Story, or S69IS. In the month of October 3rd, 2009, I recorded this intuition story inside my dream book. As I sat inside a McDonald's restaurant, which is located on the corner of Fulton Street and Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, I picked up in my psychic mind a vision of a large blanket of red and orange flames with a touch of blue at its edge. This blanket of flames was followed by a loud, bubbling, booming sound that filled the upper part of my body with fear. The blanket of flames I seen was probably 50 or 60 feet above the street below. And I also noticed that this sheet of flames was not too far away from the Brooklyn clock tower. And I will show a drawing I made about this psychic experience. In this psychic experience, I seen in my psychic mind, or my inner sight, a blanket of flames which was probably 50 or 60 feet above the ground below. And I seen this blanket or sheet of flames was not too far away from the Brooklyn clock tower. The next number in this piece is the number 10. This piece is called Section 6, 10 Intuition Story, or S610IS. In the month of October 14, 2009, I recorded this intuition story inside my dream book. Tonight on Tuesday, time 10:55 p.m., as I sat inside McDonald's restaurant, which is located on 34th Street and 8th Avenue, Manhattan, New York, I experienced a brilliant flash of white light that lit up everything inside McDonald's for about a half a second. Then I heard an unbelievable explosion. The next and last number in this piece is the number 11. This piece is called Section 6, 1 Iran Dream, or S61IRD. In the month of September 28, 2009, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. I had a light dream, and in this dream I found myself standing in the middle of the street somewhere in America. Then I believe I heard a radio broadcast or a male voice telling me Iran is at war. Then I woke up from this dream. The next letter in this section is the letter M. This is Section 6, letter M. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter M. There's one dream about the moon. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called Section 6, 1 Moon Dream, or S6, 1MND. In the month of October 7, 2009, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. One of the first things I seen inside this dream was the moon at night, being partially shaded in, or I believe I was actually watching an early lunar eclipse where our Earth's shadow was slowly being cast upon the surface of the moon. And this is what I see, which is which what I've seen in this dream is the moon being partially shaded in, or it could have been a quarter of a moon or whatever. But this is the first thing I've seen in this particular dream, and I'm not really sure if it was like the moon was about to go into a lunar eclipse. I wasn't sure, but this is what I seen in the early stage of this particular dream. Then the next thing I done inside this dream was that I was holding a telescope in my hand, and I was standing on a sidewalk somewhere in Brooklyn. I might have been in front of my house on Halsey Street. It was now daytime, and I wore a shirt that was rolled up on my arms. It might have been an early evening or an early morning. The sky was very light blue in its color. Then I seen the moon in the eastern skies. The moon was above several buildings that were several miles away from me. I believe that I might have looked upon a full moon, and I noticed something else about the moon. The moon in my dream was almost transparent, or it was almost perfectly blended into the bluish sky in which it hung peacefully. Then I took my telescope and I placed the telescope over my right eye. Then I seen the moon up close. I spotted some kind of geyser being projected from the upper left side of the moon. The geyser almost looked as if a volcano had erupted upon the moon's surface, and the volcano was spewing out lava. But this geyser was not red. From my point of view, the geyser was white. A sense of surprisement and excitement had now rushed through my body as I beheld what was going on the surface of the moon. And I woke up from this dream, but before I woke up from this dream, I must show, then I woke up from this dream. In this dream, I made a drawing of what I see. Like I said, this moon I believe was a full moon, and was almost perfectly blended with the bluish sky that I seen in the air, and there were several buildings below the moon, and this is what I seen up close through my telescope. I seen on the upper left-hand side of the moon some white spring or white gush or some type of white geyser being ejected from the surface of the moon. The next letter in this section is the letter N. This is section 6, letter N. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter N. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 6, 1 nuclear dream, or S6, 1NMD. In the month of September 30th, 2009, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. As I had a light dream about some type of nuclear missile heading towards an American city, I seen a small missile which felt nuclear in its design, and this missile was about the size of a long automobile. This missile was descending from out of a clear blue sky. The next thing I done in this dream was to look for a bus to ride in so I could leave the city where the nuclear missile was heading into. And the very last thing I seen in this dream was that I observed myself pointing to a 2 or 3 feet tall glass jar of aborted fetuses. And I also noticed that a black woman stood beside me as I pointed to the fetuses inside the glass jar. The next letter in this section is the letter P. This is section 6, letter P. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter P. This dream is about the old Pan Am building on Park Avenue, New York. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 6, 1 Pan Am Old Building Dream, or S6, 1PAMOD. In the month of October 10th, 2009, I recorded this dream inside my dream book. Today I dreamt that I was in some kind of street sighting tour that was held by President W. Bush, or by a man who looked like President W. Bush.